Why, hello. Today I'm going to talk about a game that me and my friend made. It's imaginary, though. We call it All Breakers. Depending on your character name, you get two different styles depending on their names. And you have 250 mana. That's what you use to use your attacks, except for basic ones. Basic attacks don't use mana, but other attacks use mana. The stronger the attack, the more mana it uses. There's 3 ways you can regain your mana. Meditating, which cannot be interrupted, but is very slow. Sleeping, which can be interrupted, but it's a bit faster. And then the instant option, getting a food or drink. But they have different effects. Each food will have an effect, and so will the drinks, which will be on a different video. And you'll be encountering all kinds of criminals and villains and all that. You'll be a hero in the story. Let's see here. What else is there? Oh yes, basic attacks. Each style has 3 substyles, which are, for mine, I have Shadow and Wind. The Shadow style has Shadow, Darkened, Deadly. And Wind has Air, Whirling, and Pressure. Those are the substyles. And each substyle has 5 categories. There's 5 categories for attacks. There's basic attack, actual attacks, defending, there's movement, there's hindering, there's attacking, moving, hindering, defending, and buffing. And also, each style is chosen to be either good at range, but not very good at melee, good at melee, but not very good at. We're either good at ranged, but not very good at melee, good at melee, not very good at ranged, or they're equal at both. Shadow is good with melee attacks, but not with ranged, while Air is good with ranged attacks, but not with melee, which balances them out. There's also an option to where you can combine your attacks, which is called a combo style. There's a lot to it. We have a lot we're adding to the game. As we update the game, I will tell you guys about it. It's a game that me and my friend made as we were bored and we just played together. Let's see here. What else is there? Oh yes, currency. But currency is, well, just normal currency, except for one thing. Hero coins, which you need less, which you get for doing jobs as a hero. You get your regular currency from doing normal jobs, while you get hero coins from doing your hero job. So basic attacks are claw attacks, punching attacks, and kicking attacks. But also chops as well, like chopping. Basic movement is, well, dashing. Teleporting requires mana. A hindrance is like Shadow Pillar or something like that, just sends them back, like wind or a pillar that makes them go backwards. It requires mana if it's going to do actual damage. It doesn't require if a move itself doesn't do damage, but if its effect that it causes them does damage, that still counts as a basic attack. But if an attack itself does damage, then it costs mana. If it's hindrance. Defending basic is just a shield. While a basic, buff is basically just giving a ally or something a buff. Like helping them with their strength, speed, like a status help. A status buff. That's a basic buff move. All of those don't cost mana. Stronger the move, the more mana it costs. And also, if you go over your mana limit, it harms your character, depending on how much more mana you use than you actually have. So, like, if you've already run out of mana and you use a move that costs a lot of mana, your character will take a lot of self damage as well. There's all kinds of things. Basic attacks also keep their name as you go through the styles free sub-styles. Like Shadow has Shadow Claw. And as it doesn't change its name when it goes to its second sub-style, which is its stronger version, which is Darkened, it stays Shadow Claw. But when it goes to its third and final sub-style, then it changes its name. And as the sub-style gets stronger, the attack looks different. Like Shadow Claw is just engulfing your arm and hand in shadow, and it becomes a claw shape. Darkened, it has a bit of a dark aura. While Deadly, the dark aura has become bigger, and the claws are sharper, increasing its damage. Shadow has the status effect. Shadow's darkened versions have a status effect of blindness, giving them blindness to represent the dark. As my character is Ghastly Winds, which sometimes you can see a ghost as a shadow. And Winds is for the air. So there's all kinds of things in our game. And as we update it, you'll be told about the updates and everything. And you can only have 2 styles, no more than 2. Let's see here. Like, you can be a nighttime hero, or you can be a daytime hero. Nighttime heroes gain more money, but you need a certain... But it makes it to where you don't get as much sleep, which means you would have to rely on using meditation or the foods and drinks, because the sleeping doesn't really work. Daytime heroes, however, do get to benefit from the sleeping since they don't do their hero jobs at night. And you don't need to have a normal job, but you can if you want to earn more money. Like, my character is a nighttime hero, so my character doesn't really get to sleep, so they just have their foods and stuff to help them with their energy. Although there is one status effect from foods I will tell you about. Sugar Rush from Sugary Foods. It has a certain amount of time that it gives you extra speed and movement speed and attack speed. But after that ends, you get Sugar Crash, which is the opposite. You have lower attack speed and lower movement speed, but for half the time the Sugar Rush was for. So, like, if you have Sugar Rush for a minute, you're going to have Sugar Crash for 30 seconds. There's all kinds of things for our game. You can join if you want. You can play it on your own. It's all up to you. This was my idea, and then I gave it to my friend to help me update it. I gain more things for it and get more ideas for it. There's all kinds of things that you can do. All this stuff. So if you wish to play, you can. This is a game that we made. It's called All Breakers, like I said. This game can be fun, but it can get boring if you choose to be too overpowered. And you choose to just break the rules and have more than two styles. Or if both of your styles are overpowered, and you defeat things way too quickly, which will make things boring. Also, as you go on, you'll start with normal criminals, but then as you go on, you might encounter criminals that have powers. That are random, but then afterwards you might encounter some criminals that have powers that are more effective on yours. Like if you had fire style, they might have water style. Then afterwards you might find some like actual boss people and stuff. And we're working on more stuff that we might add. That's all I have to say. I hope you have fun with the game.